charms for the water bottles.
Did you realize it wasn't your idea to start hauling water around?
I'm not much of a water drinker,
Right.
unless I like work out, or I'm really thirsty, then I drink it.
That's normal.
I just always figured like my body will tell me when I'm thirsty.
It will.
Yeah.
Trust God. And so, but you carry water bottles around, right?
Today, yes, I woke up thirsty.
And so, did you know it wasn't your idea to carry water around?
Not until you explained it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is amazing. Amazing.
And we're so unconscious that the world can make us do whatever they want.
Right. And buy all these different bottles.
Fancy bottles and everything.
Yeah.
That's crazy, huh? And then we ask, why did you do that? I wanted to.
Right. It's cute.
Right.
It's nice. All these reasons.
How old are you now? 14. That's crazy. You have a boyfriend? No. Nah, not yet. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Happy Easter. And get ready. We're going to deal with the biblical question from last week and whatever else comes up. All right? So happy Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. How many people knew that today is Easter? You knew it before I mentioned it. Oh, nice. And what is Easter about?
I believe Easter,
Oh, hold on with the mic.
I believe Easter is the resurrection of Christ.
That's what Easter is?
I think so.
What does that mean?
Well, he was crucified and then he rose on the third. I think this was the third day or something like that. Like,
What?
It was like the third day, like because it was Good Friday was when he was crucified or something, and then he rose on the Easter, and that's where we celebrating it. That's where.
And what day is that?
Well, the day that we use in the what's the date? What's today's date? The 20th. What's the day? What's the day?
I know what day is Easter. What day did he rise?
I think it was like the third day or something like that. Third
don't
day?
know.
No, I didn't really look too much into it, to be honest. I didn't really see the need to. Yeah, I just
Right.
knew that it was a day that it was a holiday, and I said I want to go to church on that day because I haven't had no vacation, so.
Right on.
You know,
So you just knew it
yeah.
the third day, and you want to go to church that day.
No, I knew I wanted to go to church on Easter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I knew.
Nice.
Yeah.
And did you know it was Easter today? And what is Easter?
Easter, yeah, it's the day that Jesus Christ got resurrected, right?
You asked him a question?
Well, that's just what I thought it was. Or is it really about like a big bunny that has eggs that are colorful? Is that what Easter's really about? Going out collecting a bunch
So
of
you don't
eggs?
know what Easter's about?
I mean, yeah, I think those are the two things it's about, but I don't know if I feel it in my soul or something.
And when is Easter?
When is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's the 20th today, but I'm just saying I actually don't know the date right now. So.
Oh, not the date, but the day.
Sunday.
Next week.
Just today.
Oh, okay. But you don't know what happened this day?
It's, I thought I said it already. Jesus Christ rose
What does that mean, he rose?
from the dead. He died, and then he was reborn or something. He
Or
rose.
something. Okay. Amazing.
All right.
What is today, my friend? Nice haircut. In the gray sweater. The one that don't celebrate Christmas or... Are you celebrating today?
Celebrating what?
Speak up.
Celebrating what?
Today.
Celebrating Easter?
Uh-huh. Is that what's happening today?
Yeah.
And are you celebrating Easter?
Yeah, but not the Easter Bunny.
What?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Except for what? You're not what?
Not the Easter Bunny.
Not the Easter Bunny?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to look for eggs?
I mean, you can do that little fun stuff, but...
Are you going to do that?
We already did it, I think, my sister. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amazing. And so for those who don't know, what is today?
Today is the day that Jesus died for us.
No, that
Easter?
was Friday.
That's Friday.
Yeah,
Easter.
he died Friday. While you were at school.
Today's Easter?
Yes. And what does that mean?
I'm actually not sure. I just thought it was the day that Jesus died for us.
No. He died on Friday. He rose today, Easter. We celebrate the day that he rose.
Rose from the dead?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Thank you.
No problem.
I asked my somebody, I can't tell you who because you may know him. I'm like, are you celebrating Easter? He like, yeah. I'm like, when is it? Oh, I think it's tomorrow, Friday. I'm like, well, what is it? He like, he grown, a grown man. I don't know. I think Jesus rose or something. I ain't read my Bible in a long time. I haven't read my Bible. He like, I don't go to church. I gotta go to church. I used to know that, but I think he rose on tomorrow. I like, you think? Yeah, I think so. I don't know, just I haven't read my Bible in a long time. I like, and so I asked Hake, what was today called? You're a little Bible, homegrown Bible person. And what'd you tell me?
I said that he rose from the dead today, and you asked me to do what? And I was stumped.
Don't be looking up on the iPhone, man. Well, your dad is busy on that phone. Whoa, in case I ask, you want to know the whole detail. Isn't it on Google? Whoa. Yes.
So you asked me, I said he rose from the dead today, and you said, to do what? And it stumped me.
Right. Okay. And so the one that's on the iPhone tried to find out. You should have seen him on that phone. And then he couldn't see, his glasses wasn't working.
ChatGPT didn't help.
So, so Jesus rose from the dead today to do what?
I think to show the power of God, the resurrection, coming back from the dead, to show his followers that he was still alive.
What? You want to go back on Google? Amazing. To do what? Look at it. Here's another Christian.
Thumping too hard in the past.
What?
So I thumped the Bible too hard in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Good Friday is Jesus got captured, and then they crucified him, put him on the cross, and he died. Today he rose from the tomb, and he returned to his reunion with his disciples.
He what?
Reunion. Go
Reunion?
back. Yeah,
Oh.
just show up.
With his disciples?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh,
then
okay.
they rejoice because all the disciples, they don't believe that Jesus returned to a human form. Jesus showed them about all these holes when he was on the cross, that all these nail holes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So are you looking for eggs today too?
I don't.
You don't go Easter egg hunting?
No, I
Hunting?
don't. It's
You-
to me, it's kind of a little bit waste of time and too much to do.
I knew you were looking. You like, okay, amazing. What does Easter mean to you in the shirts, the black sweater?
I guess Easter means to me like God conquering death, like me proving that He is truly God, that He rose again from the death. That's what
Okay.
Easter means to me.
The biblical question for this week. Do you remember the biblical question from last week?
No, I didn't watch last week. This is
Oh,
my first time
What
here.
was the first? This your first time?
Yes,
This your
sir.
first time here?
Yes, sir.
What's your first name?
Andrew,
Andrew, how did you find us?
through YouTube and Instagram from maybe like a year ago. I'm watching the videos.
Right on. The biblical question last week was, what was it? Hold on to that mic. Let him hold on to that mic, Nick. Oh, go ahead. What was the biblical question from last week?
Not too. It was. What was the first temple? I believe.
What?
What was the first temple
What?
that God made?
Don't tell him, Mama. Don't be Mama.
Thanks, Mama.
And you say?
I didn't think too hard about that one. I don't really know. I mean, the body. That's my answer. That's my final answer.
Okay. Thank you. And you say?
To
What was the first temple God made?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No.
You ever heard of God?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard of God. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, I'll come to you in a minute, Raymond. I know you know. The young lady in the back row there. What was the first temple God made?
I did think about this question, but I felt like everything that I was thinking was just like a thought that the devil was probably telling me. So I was like, I just don't know.
You don't know? Oh, okay. Right here. Is this your first time here? The young man. Is your first time?
It's my first time.
What's your first name?
Kevin.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
What was the first temple God made?
He said body. I would have guessed that too, but then just thinking now, I would say Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And why would you say them?
I have no idea. That just came to my mind right now.
I'm sorry?
I have no idea. That just came to my mind right now.
Oh, okay. Amazing. One more person before Raymond, the young lady. Yeah. Yes. What was the first temple God made?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
How did it go?
It was great.
They were over in China.
We were in Spain.
In Spain. How did your son do over there? Is he still over there?
He's right here.
Oh. How did he go over there? He went over there to play soccer.
It went good.
It did?
Yeah.
Why you back?
Cause I can't really stay out there for too long.
Why not?
Cause one, it's like a tryout, so
Oh.
I need to go. Well, they're gonna want me back in like August, and then I'm gonna stay there till like July of next year.
Oh, I see. So you going back in August?
Yeah.
So you like it in Spain?
Yeah, it's just the food's boring. Yeah, the food's
Food is boring?
Yeah, the food's boring.
They don't have Mexican food over there, man.
Nah, I was just eating chicken nuggets for like the whole 2 weeks.
Well, you better pack some food and take it with you back in August.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do.
Was it raining in Spain?
Yeah, we had a practice where it was raining like the whole day, and it's more hot out there than cold.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's nice. It doesn't get cold over there?
Not really. It's
Okay.
hot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going back in August.
I just got a few more offers, so I don't know yet.
Wow.
I'm still choosing what I'm gonna do.
You got other offers to play soccer?
Yeah, I got an offer from Barcelona, and then like another one tomorrow, a tryout tomorrow for an LA team here.
Whoa.
And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Don't forget to donate to Barn.
I won't.
And when you're doing your press conference, because some woman lied on you, make sure you mention during the press conference, my favorite organization is Barn.
I will.
All right, buddy. I wish you well with that, man.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So, Raymond, the first temple God made was what?
I could be wrong about this, but I believe it was Adam
And why you say Adam?
because he was made in God's image.
Oh, okay. It was, did you have your hair? No, oh, you were striking your hair with no hair? Oh, okay. Where am I? Right here. What's the first temple God made?
I would say Adam too.
And why?
Seems like when he made Adam, he wanted to be one with his creation. So when he breathed into him, that became like his new whatever. But it was something different. So I would say Adam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's funny that this question happened because a Muslim guy was talking to me at the gym about the Jews and the Muslims and the temples and things like that they all fight about or whatever. And then he said to me, well, the first temple God made was man. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I thought about that. I heard it like everybody else, but I hadn't put a lot of thought into it. And then I thought about that, and from what I can tell, it is man. Man is the first temple. His body is that of God, right? Do you, in the black sweater, do you treat your body like it's a temple of God?
For the most part, I do, but sometimes I don't.
And why not the whole part?
Maybe from my, not maybe, but my urges that I have, like my human decisions that I make.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Do you want to treat it as a temple of God?
Yes, I would like to, yes.
Oh, okay. Amazing. How about you? You treat your body as it's the temple of God?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And you say?
I do treat my body like the temple of God.
Okay. And how's that?
I recognize that it's only can be God's spirit working through me or the devil. So I recognize it more now. So
you take care of the body?
I don't think about it like that, but I know it's either God or devil. So I just know that. I don't have to work.
How do
I don't have to
you
work.
treat it? How do you treat it?
I let God do what he needs to do through me or I'm being led astray going in my mind.
But you personally don't treat it like, I mean,
No, I know that I'm a temple, so I don't.
Do you personally treat it like the body of God?
I would say yes, because I know that I am a temple of God.
Right.
But I don't have to work at it. It is what it is.
And so you treat the body well?
Yes.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, okay. You're probably the only person on earth. Okay. You treat your body as a temple of God?
Not all the time.
And why not?
Because I'll be throwing down on the cookies and candy, and I don't think God would be doing that.
Me too. I was just thinking, that's interesting you treat your body, because I just had some ham hock and what those fried banana things? Plantains and rice. I ain't think about no temple of God. I was trying to fill that temple up. Amazing. Yeah, I know what you mean. Nice. Any questions? So I think it's a temple of God too. I agree with everybody. Any questions about anything? Yes, sir.
Well, I Googled the question, and it said, and you kind of mentioned this, I don't know. Anyways, but the first temple was built by Solomon, and that was to worship God. And I thought you mentioned how, like in Israel, they always fight about what the first temple is about, or where it is, or what it is. They fight over, you know.
Right.
They dispute all these temples, and I thought, like that was the answer. I don't know.
That's what that guy was telling me about all these temples that's been built over the years. And that you were telling me that it was done by, I guess, Muslims or something like that. And then he was telling me that the Jews and the white man stole it and pretend like they did. So I asked him, why are white people so smart? That day I asked. If they didn't build it, why are they so smart now and nobody else doing anything? He was like, well, the white man stole everything. And he said once the white man stole it, he started wars all over the world. They start wars. And while you're fighting wars, they're creating other stuff from ideas that they stole from somewhere else, and then they act like the white man did it. You say?
Yes.
That makes sense?
Oh, yes. I understand these things.
That makes sense to anyone? No. Why that doesn't make sense to you?
What you just said, that everything was stolen?
Yeah. He was saying back in the days,
Yeah.
it was pretty much the Jews and the Allah Abba people, Muslim, right? And then they created those big rock things. What are those things called?
Pyramids.
Yeah, pyramids. And then what happened was, and I don't remember the whole story in case he's listening. He said that the Catholic people, way back then, took the books from what the Muslim and the Jews did. But it sounded like the Jews may have been in with the white folks. But the Catholic took all the books and burned some, but put the rest of them under the ground over there where the Pope lived. That make sense? Oh, everybody agreeing to that, huh? Oh, nice. And so, and so the white man, the Catholic people took the books and they hid them underground at the Pope's house, and that those books are still there. And so the white man why are we talking about this on Easter?
Yeah. I was gonna say that I don't really the history is what it is, but it's a complete waste of time to think about it.
Why?
That the white man stole everything? Like, okay.
On Easter? You're right.
You know? In general.
But is it known that the white man, the white Catholic people stole the books and took them to the Pope's house and dug a hole in the underground over there right now? That makes sense?
Under the Vatican?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They sell a whole bunch of books under there. Well, maybe the white man called them archives. So what?
It's not just books, it's treasures too.
Yeah.
Oh, treasures under there too? Right. Oh.
From Concord.
Really? And so they said that, this guy was telling me that the white man take those books and they steal those ideas that they be doing now, and they act like they built them. And then if we pay attention, they'll start a war to take our attention away from the war. On the war.
And how does that help somebody by thinking or knowing that?
It helped me stop thinking that the white people are smarter than everybody.
Ah, okay, good. So level the playing field.
Right. So everybody seems to be familiar with this story, right? Yeah? No? I'm sorry? What do you say? What? I can't take the mic then. What?
I'm just saying it's kind of fringe maybe a little bit.
Oh, it is?
Some of this.
History, is that true? Raymond would know. Raymond, did the white man steal it?
That is what we call an unsubstantiated possibility.
I rest my case. It's done then. Thank you, Raymond. Because if it was true, Raymond would know. Really, he really would. Thank you, Raymond. I'm done with that story. So if you listen to man, you lied. We ain't lie. Unsubstantiated. So I was thinking about Easter, and what I realized is that, let me see the hands of those who have fear. Be honest on Easter. Jesus rose, be honest. And you other people don't have fear. You don't have fear?
No, I got fear.
Well, you raise your hand.
I didn't understand.
No, you have fear?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the hands of those who have fear. Okay. Did you raise your hand, Hake? Yeah. No, Hake. Hake, Mama. You don't have fear?
No.
And why not?
I can recognize Satan trying to tell me to be afraid, but because I can see that, I just drop it and let it go.
But you do have it. You just understand now how to deal with it, overcome it, right?
The word "have" is tricky. I don't know. I'm gonna still say no.
Let me do this. Before you start working on yourself, you have fear.
Okay, fine.
Right?
Yes.
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
Did you raise your hand, Alexis?
Yeah.
You have fear?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who don't have fear? Amazing. And why don't you have fear?
Because I know that it's an illusion now. I know that
No,
fear
beforehand.
is an beforehand,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm talking
Before
about
I started
beforehand,
working
bro.
on myself, yes, I have fear.
You have fear beforehand?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right. And you too? Beforehand. Do you still have it? You don't have it anymore? It was beforehand?
It's interesting that last night I was telling him that all these years have all this fear, all this anxiety, everything going on in my life is so tough, like very hard. Like I have so many times that I want to commit suicide. But finally, when I was trying to seek and doing silent prayer, like really watch all these thoughts, what's going on outside of me.
So before you woke up, you had fear.
That was in the past.
Okay.
In this presence, I know.
Right.
And then I was telling him that finally that me and God will be union together, and that's the home, and peace is there, so no fear.
Oh, okay. And so you guys, you're talking about before you woke up, right? In real life. Okay. What I noticed is that, and I was really thinking about this, because I remember about fear. Let me tell you about this. I noticed that adults, grown-ups, have fear. And I'm not talking about the fear of walking across the road or getting robbed or something like that, physical fear. But I noticed that grown people have fear. Isn't that weird? Like you can grow up from a little kid to an adult child, adult man or woman, and have fear. And I wonder, that is so interesting to me. I wonder, and then I was thinking, do I have fear? Did I have fear when I became an adult? And I remember I had fear, but I was only had fear with the woman that I would be dating. I didn't have fear with anyone else. I've never been afraid to speak up. I never cared about what people said or thought about me. And I wondered about that. I wonder, how come I was talking to a cousin of mine, and she reminded me, Punchy, you never care about what people say about you. You always been that way. And I realized the reason I never cared about what people said or thought about me, because when I was born, when I was a little kid, I still have it, in case y'all see it. I had a big head. And the kids at school used to tease me about my head. They could call me waterhead, all kinds of stuff. And then when I could never wear a cap, cause no sizes. And so I was constantly reminded of that when I was a kid. But I never got mad about it. I used to laugh. When they laughed, I laughed too because I thought it was true. And I used to wonder, well, how come my hair is so big? And then when I finally saw my dad, I realized that's why. I usually didn't like my dad because his hair was so big. But then then I became proud to have a big head when I loved him. And so the kids always teased me about the big head, so that wasn't a problem. And then I was born with a cleft lip. My lip was split open when I was born, right? And I didn't have a palate, so my voice didn't come out well. And I was always teased about that in school and stuff like that. And I thought that was funny too. So they were laughing. But the reason I didn't, and so they would laugh at me about it, tease me about it. And I would laugh too. I didn't think much about it. And then when we were growing up, the other guys, we got like 14 and 15, they were like, Punchy, you're never gonna have a girlfriend because you got a big head. I'm like, oh, we'll see. And so I always went after the pretty girls because to see if they want an ugly guy, right? And so I always got the pretty girls. And they couldn't understand that. The guy couldn't, why you get the pretty girls? Because I wasn't afraid of them. Really, I wasn't. The only time I was afraid of them is if I was going to break up with them, I was afraid to be honest with them, right? And so I always got the pretty girl. I remember the girl that asked me for a quarter, she was pretty. And I only went after her because she was so pretty. She was dark skinned and just pretty. And I went after her because my friends told me I could get her. And I went and I got her. I'm like, what's up? But the primary reason I didn't care or have fear about anything concerning those things was because my grandparents didn't allow me to have fear. And we were to go home from school saying that somebody talked they talked about me or they gonna beat me up, Mama would have whooped me. She was like, I don't want to hear that. You better be afraid of me. So I'm more afraid of getting a whooping than I was of other people. And so I grew up never thinking about what other people talk about me. Really, it didn't make sense that adults were afraid until now I understand why they're afraid. But it didn't make sense that grown people have fear. Even as a kid, I was like your son. I would just speak up to adults. If I didn't agree, I didn't agree. If they were doing something stupid, I would just say it. And I remember one of my aunts told me, boy, your mouth gonna get you in trouble. I had said something about her. But I have never, thank God, known what it felt like to be an adult and have fear. Really, I don't know I know what it's like now, but I didn't know what that was like. And I never understood how can you be a grown person and have fear. You know what I mean? But it had a lot to do with my upbringing. Because they would tell us, don't worry about what someone think about you. That person does. Why you care about that? That person doesn't count anyway. They just thought you should never do that. And so I never grew up being afraid like that. Only when I had a woman I'm about to break up with, or blah, 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 or I cheated on her. And I was afraid to tell her. But I never had fear. So what is it like to be a grown man and have fear?
I had fear before, but not anymore.
But before you woke up, what was that like? So today I want to talk to you a little bit before you woke up, all right? Just so those who want to overcome fear can understand it. What was it like to be a grown man and have fear?
Well, I'm 35 now, but even when I was 25 years old, like you said, speaking to women, I also had that fear, even speaking to adults, other adults that are around the same age. Around the same age as me. I would also have fear of, I don't know, not fitting in. That's one of them.
You have fear of not fitting in?
Yeah.
And what was that like? You were trying to fit in with other people?
Correct.
And they would not let you in?
I felt like I wanted to be there, but then that was just my mind lying to me that I wanted to be there, but not really. Just as a kid, I always wanted to fit in. But that's just my mind. Now that I
okay.
look back at it, I don't really care.
And so before you start working on yourself as an adult, you wanted to fit in too?
No.
So that was the only issue you had, was trying to fit in?
Other things, but I would say that's one of the main, like my identity, finding out who I was. Because it goes back to the father, and didn't know who my father was. And so I didn't know the identity. I didn't know who I was.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Is that the same for you before you start working on yourself? What were you afraid of? Do you remember?
Oh, everything. Everything.
Like what, for example?
Speaking up for myself, standing
Okay.
up for myself. A lot of it was imagination, making up scenarios in my head and then being scared that it's going to happen or it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you still have fear.
Yeah, I have a tough time believing that people don't have fear. If you're really watching yourself, the little things that come up during the course of every day, you know, you pass, I don't know, for example, passing by a homeless man or something and just tensing up a little bit or something like that, you know.
A homeless man?
Yeah, or just random things in life. But my fear,
Nick, turn that fan on.
my real fear is, I think, public humiliation is my real
Oh,
fear.
yeah?
Yeah.
And what does that feel like? What does that mean?
It feels like pain. Well, I just feel it in my body. So it feels like pain, sharp pain, and you're trapped. You can't get out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
You said public
Humiliation.
humiliation.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just like just looking like a fool in front of mass amounts of people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how can you look like a fool? What do you mean by that?
I'm not sure I really understand it like that intellectually. It's just I just
I'm
noticed
just glad
it.
we were talking about it, because now you don't even understand what that means.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's why we have to really pay attention to ourselves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're doing things we don't even understand the depths of why we do it.
I just know that I observe myself, and in certain situations, I see fear arise in my body.
And then, but what does it mean to publicly humiliate yourself?
It's literally
Humiliation.
a learned reaction or behavior. When I actually think about it, I don't really care. But like for some reason, when I feel like it's about to happen, there's a bodily response to it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does it feel like people are going to embarrass you or going to laugh at you or something like that?
It feels like my ego is gonna die. I'm gonna look weak or something, or yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And you still face that sometimes now?
Yeah, sure. It's a lot less than it used to be, but yeah, I try to go towards fear when I can see it.
And do you try to avoid that?
No, I try to do it now.
Oh, you try to go to it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Right on. Is it hard to believe that you could grow up with no fear?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Well, in the good old days, that generation didn't allow it.
My parents really didn't talk about. We didn't discuss it either. But I just know I had it, right? I mean, it's just
okay.
yeah.
And so when you would go home from...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wasn't coddled with fear and as a kid that I can remember. They weren't like, oh, poor baby, all that stuff. So.
And so when you would go home from school...
I wouldn't talk about stuff like that.
You didn't?
I never had a problem, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I see you? Yes. Do you have fear now?
Now, no, like...
Before you?
Before, yeah, and then...
What was that like being an adult with fear?
It was like hell. But I think through all this, I kind of pinpointed where or when I became really fearful. Because like when I was a kid, my parents would have really bad fights. And then when that would almost every time that happens, my mom would be like, I'm going to leave. And I'm never coming back. And then that would like really, I was a little kid, and then that would really put fear into me because I'm thinking that she's gonna go forever. And then now I realize she did that because kind of to emotionally manipulate me to like take her side. I don't want her to go. But I think through all this, I learned that that's where my fear, real anxiety and fear for everything kind of came from.
And so are you over it now?
Yeah.
The fear.
Yeah, that's a while ago. I'm over it now.
Was it hard being an adult and having fear?
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Most of my decisions were all dictated by fear, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was like back in the day, but now I can see it, so it's not a problem anymore.
It helped right here. I remember, because I really, really wanted to understand fear. I remember when I started working for the hospital, I became a union steward. And the union steward means that you represent the union on the job site. Though you work for the job, you still represent the union. And so I was so good at representing the union because I had no fear. I was so good at my department that other departments would ask me they would have problems. Instead of calling on their own shop steward, they would call on me to come up and help them. But I remember I used to have run-ins with the managers of the jobs and things like that. But I just stood up to them. And I didn't think to have fear. I just told them the truth about the situation, fought for the employee, and I always won. Because one of the ladies was going to fire, she was going to get me fired. She had written up this big old report about me. And I was working for the transcriber department at the time. A messing lady, hi messing lady. And she hated me because she couldn't control me. But I wasn't thinking at the time she couldn't control me. I was just being me because I didn't have a fear, so I didn't have anything to relate to. And I was just doing it, so she got so sick of me that she wrote up this big report about me and took it to what you call that department? DHS? HR. Yeah, HR department. I don't like HR. Some people love HR, right? And so she took it there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so we went to the HR, and I didn't know she had written up all this stuff about me. And she had said I was poor in my work, I wasn't typing fast enough, reports type fast enough, and she just, all kind of stuff, right? I was like, really? That's interesting. And so I went back to my office, and I got my report. And I had all the good write-ups that she had written about me. Good worker, showed up on time, amazing personality. And I showed it to the HR people. She got so ticked, she quit. She literally quit. Isn't that something? But I went there with no fear. I wasn't afraid. Isn't that something? Amazing, huh? And I really have to think that it had a lot to do with my grandparents because they didn't, if they had it, I didn't know about it. They never displayed fear, and they never yelled at me for speaking up to adults. That plays a lot too. If you're a kid and you get yelled at for speaking up to adults, it brings fear on. Because now you think you got to treat an adult like they're special. And so you kind of grow up with that fear of that. So I really think, besides being laughed at all my life, I think that played the part in it. I'm so glad for that now. Because it would be horrible to be an adult and have fear. Who want to be grown with fear? Think about that. Do you have fear?
No, not really.
I'm sorry?
Not really.
Oh, I'm coming back to you, I forgot. Not really?
Yeah.
You have, and when you say not really, you mean what?
Like, if I was getting, like, chased down the street, then, like, I would be scared.
Yeah, me too.
But, but, like, speaking, like, public speaking and stuff, like, that doesn't really scare me because, like, it's not really that serious.
Right.
And, like, it's kind of just, like, your thoughts that make you scared.
Yeah.
But, like, if you just don't listen to them, then, like, it's not.
And how about with your parents? Are you able to speak up to them, agree and disagree and stuff, without being afraid?
Yeah.
That plays a big part in it. If you're not afraid of your parents, you're not going to be afraid of the world. That's right on, 17, right?
14.
14. What? No. Nice. Nice. Okay, you have fear?
Yes.
Right now you have fear.
Yes.
And why? Are you grown?
Yes.
Okay. Just for the record. And why do you have fear now?
Because I believe the thoughts.
And why?
Because sometimes or most of the time I don't just wait and see what happens. I'll think about what happens and then I'll be afraid of that thought.
And before you understood the situation with thoughts, why did you have fear then?
I guess I could agree I was afraid of my parents, speaking up to them or having an honest conversation with them.
And why?
Because they would get angry a lot at anything, or even if I just had a comment about what they said, they would get angry about that. So I lived my life just listening to them and understanding what they said without having a serious conversation about if I disagreed with them or not.
So has it been hard living in fear as an adult?
Yes.
Yeah. In what way?
In the way where most things I do with fear, and it's hard to just live my life.
Yeah. Well, it's a sad way to live, huh?
Yeah.
I noticed that my son doesn't have fear because I wouldn't let him have it when he was living with me. Now I wish I had allowed him to have fear so he could shut up sometimes. He won't shut up. He thinks he disagree and agree all the time. And so are you overcoming it? That?
Yes.
Well, okay. Amazing. You want to come up here?
I have before.
Oh, I know. I'll mess with you. And you have fear.
Yes.
Have you always had it?
No.
When did you notice it? And when did you notice you have fear?
When my mom passed away.
And when was that?
2019.
And so prior to that, you didn't have fear?
No.
And why did you become a fearful person when she died?
She died of cancer. And so anytime I was afraid, or I guess I still am, that whatever she passed of, they don't know where her cancer was diagnosed, like where it came from, where it started. And, I could have that gene. And so anytime I feel weird or something's going on, I think like, man, what if I have it?
Oh, okay. And are you afraid of people?
No.
Are you comfortable around people?
Yes.
No matter what situation?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
So you want to come up here?
Sure.
You wouldn't be afraid?
No.
Oh, no, you don't count. I don't know what to afraid. Amazing. Nice. Why do you have fear?
I think I have fear because I don't know if I would lose my job or my life might change.
Are you afraid of, like he was saying about the public? When you're around people, do you feel nervous or are you totally relaxed?
I think I have a feeling like I feel nervous maybe.
And why? Oh, that's fear. Why do you feel nervous?
Well, I usually take the bull by the horns and I just do whatever.
You do it anyway?
Yeah.
But why do you have fear though?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. What is it like to be are you married?
Yes.
You are married?
Yes.
Is this your wife?
Yep.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Not at all?
No. No.
You say you're getting over it?
Yeah.
Oh, you were afraid of her at one time?
No, never.
You've never been afraid of her?
No.
Oh, you can tell her how the cow ate the cabbage?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. And so your fear was from what?
Maybe a life change, like my life changing drastically from one way to another.
Give me an example of what you mean, if you can.
Well, I guess before I was on drugs and I was living a different lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know if maybe I get in trouble with the law or something like that. Worse, get hurt, killed.
Okay. And what do you do when fear comes now? How do you deal with it?
I just take it by the horns, whatever it is.
Just deal with it?
Deal with it.
Right on. Amazing. Do you have fear? Yes.
Yes.
So as an adult, and I understand you're working on it now, as an adult you have fear.
Yeah.
And why?
I think it's preconditioned.
Meaning what?
I was raised with fear. Certain things, now that I'm waking up, looking back how my parents were, their response to certain things in life was fear. And looking back, I can feel when the trauma came from their reaction, and that came onto me. It was like a virus that latched onto me coming from them.
And so, as an adult, before you start working on yourself, is it hard to live a life of fear?
I don't understand the question.
Is it hard living as an adult with fear
Uh,
before you start to work on yourself?
Before, yeah, very much so.
And hard in what way?
Because it would become so consuming.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where it was. I mean, at the time, I didn't know where it was coming from. Like, but right before I started coming here, I would go out and take my dog on walks, and I would be so filled with fear, I would cry. And I had no idea why. I'm like, and I asked myself one day, like, why am I crying?
Yeah.
Like, I have a job, have family's healthy, and I started going through all the lists, and I'm like, where is this coming from? But I just felt this fear in that moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so you're overcoming it now?
Yes.
And what does it feel like to be overcoming it now?
It's bliss.
Yeah.
Truly is bliss.
It's crazy to be living with fear, huh?
You know, it is crazy, and you can see it. Well, I see it more in other people. It's, of course, it's easier to see it in others. And then when I see it in others, like I stop and I'm like, wow, I look like that.
Yeah.
That's me in those moments. But that person, I'm because I'm present in that moment, I can see the other person. But when I'm going through it, something happens inside that I can't see myself.
Yeah. You're right. I can recognize fear in people now. I didn't know you could recognize. Even when people are faking that they don't have fear,
Right.
you can see that they have fear. You can't hide it.
Yep.
You cannot hide fear. Isn't
Yep.
that amazing?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're overcoming it now.
Yes.
I mean, the young lady behind you, and then I come to you. What is it? You have fear?
I do.
And did I give you guys the ladies' assignment for today from the Women's Forum? And I wanted you to tell me about it. I forgot. Didn't I tell y'all to do something? I did. Did you do it? Don't say what it is. You did it. And you did it in the back. But you didn't. I can't hear you. You wrote it down, took it home, and threw it away. Okay. All right. We'll get to the assignment. Where was I? Oh, okay, go ahead. You have fear.
I do.
And what is it like as an adult to live a life of fear?
It's full of restraint. It's like I can't do what I know I need to do because it's there.
What does it feel like?
What does it feel like?
Yeah, what does it feel like?
I don't know. It just feels like I'm being restrained, like I'm being held back.
You are. Fear hold you back.
Yes.
For sure. Amazing. And are you working on yourself to overcome it?
Yes, I am.
How's that going?
It's really interesting because I've kind of been conditioned to respect my my elders and people that are older than me. So now that I am I'm not an elder, but I'm an adult.
You're not an elder?
I'm not an elder.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, you elder. As a kid. No, I'm playing.
But that's what I was taught, respect your elders.
Yeah.
So now that I'm in these situations and circumstances where I have to speak up to myself, I'm hitting that roadblock of oh, this is an elder. I can't speak to them that way, or I can't be as direct. But I have been more direct, and it is very uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable?
It is.
And you do it anyway, right?
I do.
Nice.
I do.
Absolutely. And how does it feel to do it anyway, to break out that prison of fear?
I have this wave of guilt that comes over me.
Yeah.
Because it's oh, Shalisha, you shouldn't be talking to him that way. He's an elder. He's old. You shouldn't do that. But I'm I need to speak this way. And I'm not speaking in a rude or malicious way. I'm an adult.
talking. I'm talking to you one-on-one. Like that. That's
right.
it.
Right on. Did you block your sister?
No, I didn't. I didn't block her, but I think I was set up the other day. My other sister called me, and I had a feeling that it was a three-way call. I had a strange inkling that it was. And she just subtly asked me if I was ignoring my other sister. And I told her, like, no, I'm not. I'm not angry at her. I just don't have anything to say to her right now. I just think I'm just good not saying anything to her right now. And she was like, oh, okay. We just kind of like moved on. The conversation was unusually short. That's why I get the feeling that I was on a three-way call. But yeah, I haven't heard from her. So I do think she got the message in a way.
So why didn't you ask your sister, are we on a three-way call here?
I don't know. I just didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't ask. I just knew.
So
I just
now
kind of
you
felt
should block her too. You need to learn how to block. Why don't you block? You've been the subject of the talk show all week.
Well.
Why don't you block?
Well, the sister that called me, she doesn't harass me like that in the first place. So it's like I have no.
But she should at least tell you, hey, you're on a three-way call here.
Well, she didn't. I just only felt like it was.
Oh, you're
I'm
not
not sure.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Whatever. All right. Yes, sir.
I think what you're saying about families and conditioning from your family is important. And I think it's 100% right, because you mentioned Anthony and how he behaves, but one thing that we've done with him from the very moment that he was born is we never talked to him like a baby. We never did a whole bunch of goo-goo, gaga, and all this. We talked to him like he was a young man from the very beginning, and that's the way he behaved.
And he's allowed to agree or disagree.
We allow him to
guys?
disagree with us.
Nice.
We allow him to speak his mind freely all the time.
Yeah.
And another reason I know what you're saying is right, because I can remember when I was young and I had fear. In this one particular situation, I had some bullies chasing me. And it was probably about 6 or 7 different bullies at one time. And they used to harass me at school because we, back in the days, we used to walk to school miles back and forth, and we had complete freedom. But I had this group of guys that were bothering me, right? And they threatened me a lot. And so I could remember coming home one day, and my mom and my aunts and some of my uncles saw them harassing me, and they told me, you need to go out there and fight them now. And they didn't tolerate fear. They didn't tolerate me being fearful to be outside without them protecting me. And there was a climate like that back in the day, in the olden days, where adults didn't allow kids to have fear. And so I think you're 100% right.
Yeah, he's right. In the good old days, parents were they were different in that they didn't allow you to have fear. My parents didn't even allow me to judge somebody. If somebody did me wrong, they're like, you need to forgive. And so I grew up that way, and I used to have all these parties, because I used to smoke pot. Not that much pot. Just on Fridays. And the reason I started smoking pot, because all my little friends smoking pot, right? And so I started getting a government check. Because I smoke pot. And they said, well, if you can't smoke pot, you can get a free welfare check. So I went down and got a free check, so I would have these parties every Friday. And I would invite all my friends over. And so I was like the talk of the town about the party thing. Because the Mexicans would come over, they would have, Mexicans love beer. They would have cans of beer. And they would go like really drunk, and they fall out on your floor, and they have to sleep over there all night. I was like, what the? But, and so I remember some of the people, my friends used to get jealous about the party, and they would be talking about me. And then I find out, and I was like, oh, I heard you talking about me. And then they like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, oh, no problem. I never held it against them because I knew they couldn't help it. But I didn't know they couldn't help it. I just knew never, because in those days, black people didn't hate white people. They knew it was good or bad in all of us, and we should treat people the way we like. So I was kind of raised that way a little bit. And so I never really held a grudge. Even today, I hold no grudges against anyone about anything. I'm free, have always been free of grudges. Isn't that something? We're supposed to be free. I guess the older people kind of knew that back then, because they didn't have TV, they didn't have internet, and they didn't have all the stuff you have now. They had parents. We had to go to the cotton field, so they paid attention to their children in the right way. And speaking of elderly, my producer is black, young guy. How old is Derek? Young. And he sees James and Nick and Doug and these guys as his elderly. I'm like, why don't you speak up to James and Nick? He's like, oh, those my elders. I'm like, boy, they ain't that old. One more, and then I want to tell you about fear, and we're going to deal with it. The young lady in white, have you gotten over your fear?
Not completely.
And what? And so, before you start working on yourself, what was it like living as an adult with fear?
I mean, some of my earliest memories are with fear, so I kind of grew up as a difficult child, even from 3 and 4. Like I didn't live in a way like most kids did, so most of my childhood and my young adult years were completely full of fear, to quite an extreme level. So.
And it held you back in what way?
In a lot of ways.
Give me an example if you can.
Like not being able to go to school, or like leaving school, and then my parents finding me and bringing me back, and different things. Yeah.
And were you able to, as an adult, were you out and about dealing with people in the world, were you able to speak up or not? Especially when you disagreed, or before getting angry, were you able to speak up?
With my family, yes.
How about other people?
No.
And why not?
Just too nervous.
Nervous?
And too shy. Yeah. At the time, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, huh? So you're overcoming that now, right?
Oh, yeah. When I was like 20, 21, I cried out to God and I was like, I can't live like this. Like, help me. And then I overcome all of that level of fear. Now I would say that I only have, I guess, what you would consider regular fear here and there when I become unconscious. But then when I catch it,
right,
and I see it's the thoughts, and then
Right on. What is it like to live without it when you realize, when you catch the thought?
Say that again?
What is it like to live without fear?
Without fear?
Yeah.
It's freeing. You're just in the moment, you're just present, and it's awesome.
Amazing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. One last, do you have fear as an adult? No, the young lady in the back.
I see the fear when it tries to like overcome.
But before you start to realize it.
Not, you know what, it's so crazy because I was hearing a lot of people say that, and before I think I was so blinded to the fear that I'm sure I lived in it and never realized I was having this fear.
Yeah.
But now it's like I see the thoughts and now I'm like, okay, I can identify the fear and I just cut it there.
But before you realize, was it hard to function in life with fear at times?
Not really. No, I never really cared. So I just kind of lived life, and if something happened, it was going to happen. Fear? Not really.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And did you leave your mother over there?
Jesse, that's a whole different story. You can ask her. I told her every like small town we went to, I was like, you should stay here. You should stay here.
Leave her in the other country.
Yeah. And then she's like, do you not want me to go back home with you? And I'm like,
no, I don't want you to go.
So, yeah.
I told you to leave her at home.
I know, I should have. But she came back with us. She's back. I still want her to move to Spain. I would love for her to move over there.
Away from here.
Right.
But Zach doesn't want her over there.
He don't care. No, I know. But then depending on where he goes, he doesn't care. And he even told her, because she's like, well, if you move out here, I'll move with you. And he's like, absolutely not. He's like, no.
Know that. Nope. Amazing. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any question about fear? Okay, right here, then here. Hold on for the mic for a minute.
I was wondering, is it fear to not be able to give someone the finger?
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you how I can get my wife to work on the finger. I was thinking of inventing something to wrap around the wrist, and then it got like a spring-loaded thing where she could just work on it.
She'll get it. As she don't come to fear, it'll come. Amazing. Yes, sir.
Right
I
now,
wanted to know about Thursday night.
right now, hearing everybody talk about it, I think my stepdad was the perfect personification of how you grew up. Because my stepdad always told me, he's like, look, if you're willing to open up your mouth, you're willing to deal with all the consequences that come with it. And one thing that he always ingrained into me and my brother was like, look, people have to earn your respect just like you have to earn their respect. He's like, don't just blindly give somebody respect, especially just because they're older. And I think hearing it now, I used to think he was hard on me. He wasn't hard on me. He was just preparing me for the world, because the world is messed up as it is. And if you go out there messed up, it's just going to mess you up even more.
Nice. I was never told any of those things. They just didn't allow me to be afraid. And I'm glad too, because especially having a bed and messed up body, it's hard to live that way for kids that have fear. And so they just didn't allow me to have it. They just didn't. And I don't even, when I get to heaven, if I get there, and if they're up there, I'm going to ask them, what was it that made you not allow me to even think about fear? No, they just didn't tolerate it. I remember I had a fight once with a guy about a baseball bat at school, and I knew I had to fight because I couldn't go home crying. And I just dealt with it. It was my only fight I ever had, in school. But it was just wasn't tolerated. You know, it wasn't talked about, and it wasn't tolerated, whether you should have it or not. They just didn't put up with it. My granddad would never put up. I don't think he was afraid of anybody or anything. Nothing. I can't even imagine him. He wasn't afraid of women. He wasn't afraid of men. He wasn't afraid of white. He wasn't afraid of black. I can't imagine him. I don't know what it would look like for him to have fear. And my father was the same way, because even when my father got old and he bought a bunch of poppy bills and things like that around in Indiana, and then he had to fight with some of the tenants when they didn't want to pay rent, he would get all in their face. And my brother would be like, Dad, what you doing? He didn't care. He wanted money. Oh, you got to move. He wasn't nice. He wasn't mean. We're not supposed to have fear. It is an abnormal state of life. Our parents shouldn't even, as you were saying about your son, our parents should not set us up by telling us you got to treat somebody. We know to treat people right. If people treat us right, we're going to treat them right anyway, right? But you shouldn't teach your children to have fear. It's just such a holdback in life. Like when you say you're afraid of being humiliated if you got up, right? That should have never happened to you, period. But we'll get back to that in a minute, because I saw a couple here. I saw, over here, and then here.
So regarding fear, you've mentioned whoever has fear has anger,
Yes.
anxiety.
Yeah.
So is fear just the absence of being present?
I'm sorry? Yes.
Is fear just everything else? Like if you're not present, you have fear, and if you have fear, you judge and
Man, I'm going to
everything
hit on
down the
that
list.
in a minute.
Okay.
Amazing question. Absolutely. No, yes, sir.
So how do you raise a child to not have fear?
One way is not to be telling them, oh, don't speak to that adult like that. Oh, I'm grown. I'm your mama. Don't talk to mama like that. I brought you in this world. I'll take you out.
Yeah, right.
Or you're disrespecting me, and I'm your mama, and You're not supposed to disrespect me. That's a fearful person telling a child to be afraid.
Okay, so if the
But-
child fears the parent, then they're going to
Yes,
be afraid.
it
yeah.
starts with that, for the most part, exception to the rule. But they teach you got to respect them, right? My granddad never told me I had to respect him. I just knew to respect him. But yeah, it starts there. If the young girl mother never told her father, oh, you can't speak up, I'm the parent. Who you think you're talking to? Shut your mouth. I'm your mother. You talking back to me? Anybody ever heard that? That's fear. They're putting fear in you. And you're going to be afraid of the world. It's the same spirit everywhere you go. But if you never taught your child that, they're going to treat you the way you treat them. They really will. That make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. Omi, you have fear? Omi.
No, me.
Yeah, I like about man.
Yeah.
You do?
I think I do.
And what is it like being an adult with fear?
Just knowing there's something I need to do and I have some kind of anxiety about it or like some kind of worry about it. It's usually that. It's usually something I need to take care of that.
And how do you normally function when the fear comes? What do you normally do?
Just try to push through it and do it. If I don't want to push through it, I ask myself why I'm anxious or afraid or worried about something. And like somebody said earlier, usually you don't have a reason. Like, I'll get a little nerdy. In engineering, you talk about failure modes. It's like, why will something break specifically?
Right.
And then you address that failure mode. And then if you ask yourself, like, what is the failure mode? Like, what is the specific thing I'm afraid of in dealing with this? The tax season just came. It's like, why am I afraid to do my taxes? It's like, because the government's going to come get me? Like, no. Is it because I'm afraid of, being broke or bankrupt? Like, no. You can kind of walk through these things and you realize that overwhelmingly your fears don't actually have any real reason other than just some little spirit in you whispering.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the assignment for Thursday? I told you guys, and I wanted to hear from you today.
Yeah, you said to have a wait and see mindset and to watch how the devil wants you to become a double-minded person.
And did you do that?
Yes.
And tell us what happened. What happened?
So
we had an amazing women forum this Thursday night. And so guys, if y'all like to be a part of it, you have to come in drag. And we just won't judge you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I paid attention to my thoughts and everything that I did in the present. The devil wanted to have an opinion or a judgment about it. And it was really hard to just watch it because a lot of times before I would try to just distract myself from that thought and just worry about something else. But this week I really just let it be and I just sat there with those thoughts and I didn't do anything about it. And I can see that in that I am overcoming, but I'm still watching.
Right on. Stay with that. Single-minded, not double-minded. Just, I don't care. And the devil's not he's gonna want you to think about the outcome or this gonna happen, what's gonna happen. It's not gonna work. Don't pay attention to that. It's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
You wanna be a single-minded person.
Yeah.
Nice. Now you're looking crazy. You didn't do the assignment. Oh, now you
Actually, no. I actually was having these thoughts last night before I went to bed about releasing any kind of expectation, and I was catching myself when I was becoming double-minded.
Yeah.
I guess I caught it enough to like not. I mean, it didn't. I didn't give life to it. I kind of like I could see it, and then I was like, okay. And I said my mindset would change, So subconsciously, I guess I must have.
Well, you're working on yourself anyway, so
yeah.
we talked
So
about it.
yeah, I definitely was giving that some thought last night about the expectations and just really seeing things for what they are. Don't make anything more of it or less of it.
Yeah.
Just letting things be, basically. So,
Right on.
Yeah.
Did you do it too, the assignment? What happened?
I was able to just realize
the separation between the me and the not me. So the false thought, or just the thoughts in general, they'll tell me what I want, but it's not what I want. Like, I have been doing silent prayer, and I used to do it just in the mornings, and now that I've been doing it at night, I realize that's when I need it the most.
Yeah.
Like in the mornings, my mind is not quiet, so like my mind is not loud. I mean, but at night it is more like I have everything during the day. So that's one thing where it's like I don't want to do it during the night, but I really do. It's just believing the thoughts that are telling me I don't want to do it, or like I didn't want to come to church. You know, just things like that. It's like, no, I do want to be here.
Yeah.
I do like these things. You know, I do want to work on myself. So it's just that separation. It's just like such a Jedi mind trick. Where I'm like, okay, I do want that, but I don't. But like my actions say I'm lazy, but like I'm not. You know, like I am putting in the work. Like
Right
I do
on.
see a difference. Like,
Well, stay with it. So your assignment, in case I forget, for this week, this whole week, I want to encourage you to be a single-minded person and not a double-minded person. All right? For a whole week. Everybody know what that means? Who don't know what it means? Oh, okay. Do you know what it means to be a single-minded person?
No, I don't know what it
Okay,
means.
here's the assignment. Let's say that let's say you get in an argument with someone at work. I'll use that one. You and someone at work argue, right? And the boss said, oh, okay, I'll deal with this later. And right away, you have to wait until tomorrow or the next day for your boss to deal with it, so you don't know the outcome. And right away, the devil tell you, oh, you're going to get fired, or this is going to happen, you're going to be demoted, or something's going to happen. He'll tell you that. Rather than allowing you to have a wait and see attitude, wait until tomorrow to see what happens. He will tell you what the outcome going to be, and then if you believe it, sometimes you would take actions when you don't need to, rather than wait and see. And so that's a double-minded person. A double-minded person is unstable in all of his or her ways. But when you're a single-minded person, when you have the ability to have a wait and see about all things, you're single-minded, you can't fail in life. It's going to always work out because you're one with the truth at all times. You're not going from the devil and trying to come back to the truth. Oh, I'm away. Oh, this is going to. You're one with the truth, and the truth will work on your behalf. So I want to encourage you to, this week, no matter what happens, never worry about the outcome. Have a way to see about the outcome. If you start a business, the devil tell you, oh, it's not going to work. Right away, he'll tell you it's not going to work. And so now you're going around asking people, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? Should I do this in my business or that, right? But if you didn't do that and just have a wait and see every day, do what you need to do for that day, it'll work out. But if you're double-minded, you're insecure, you listen to the devil, you're trying to make it work, coming up with other kind of crazy stuff. That makes sense? Let's say that your girlfriend left your wife if you're married. She got all mad, and she's like, I'm leaving. When you come home from work, I'm out of here, I'll be gone. And all day you think about her, oh, Lord, I hope she's not gone. Or did she wash the dishes before you leave? Did she take the children with her or whatever, right? And then you call up the devil and say, call her up and just say hi. Pretend like you're just checking, right? But if you went through that whole day and did nothing about it, don't call up, don't get into the thoughts, let them pass, have a way to see, whatever that situation is, it'll be perfect for you. It'll work out. That makes sense? Any question about that?
No.
So this week, be single-minded rather than double-minded. That's your assignment for this week. With all things, be single-minded. All right, I want to hear next week what happened. So, any question about anything? No? Okay. I want you to know right now this very moment, you can overcome fear just like that. Christ came that we may overcome fear. It's so unfortunate. Well, I'm using the word of unfortunate for communication purposes. It's too bad that we've been lied to all of our lives about everything. And because we've been lied to, we have created, with the help of evil, created a miserable life. We're not living our lives. We're living our lives in fear and jealousy and strife and worry, drug addicts, alcoholics, sluts, and slut makers, and slut makers, and judgment, and worried about being fitting in and being rich or being poor or being black or being white. We've been living all wrong because we've been told and taught wrong. Start with our parents, with our teachers, with our preachers, and everybody. Christ came that we may overcome all of that. Matter of fact, if we knew as a little kid, we would have never gone through any of it. Because what I want you to know is that, first is this thing about Christ. Christ did an amazing job for us. He made that sacrifice so that we wouldn't have to go through any of this stuff. We shouldn't be going through any of this stuff. None of it, zero. If we had parents who were right, we would not be going through any of it. You would have never felt one pain in your whole life had you had parents that were not screwed up. But Christ came that we may not have to go through this at all. He said all our sins have been wiped away. We're free, right? And if you're free, how can you have fear? How can you have doubt? How can you have worry? How can you have jealousy and strife? How can you think that somebody's gonna humiliate me? How can you think about what others think about? You wouldn't even think about that. How can you have fear if you're free? But you're living in a prison. And that prison is in your imagination. And it's not real, it's an illusion. It is an illusion. I promise you it's not even real. Christ came so that the real you could never feel fear, feel doubt, feel anything. You could not feel hell. And all these anxieties and things that you're having is hell. You're in hell. You're in hell. Welcome to hell. Don't be afraid of dying and going to hell. You're already in hell. Really. So welcome to hell. Christ came that you may overcome hell. Remember on the cross, somebody called the show this week about this. When Christ was on the cross and he said, Father, why have thou forsaken me? He felt everything that you feel. Worry, anxiety, doubt, because the Father left him for a minute so that he can feel that. And he did, so that we wouldn't have to feel it. We don't have to feel that. It was done. It was cleaned up. It was taken away. And then the Father, became one with the Father again. The real you are already one with God, with truth, with the Father, but you don't know it. You just don't know it. I got to ask you this before I get deeper. I thought of you all week. Right here in the back. Yes, you.
Oh.
Remember that I said everything that happened to you is happening in you?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that anymore since we talked on Sunday?
Yeah.
What'd you come up with?
This was a bad week. I just noticed it so much.
Give me an example if you can think of one.
Well, I got into a car accident last week.
Nice.
And my mind was just going on and on about like it being my fault.
Yeah.
What I was doing at that time, if I hadn't have been where I was at, and any possible bad thought I could have ever
And
thought
what
of.
did you realize from that?
Just how down I wanted to be.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, it was a car accident. It was just a car accident, but you went into your head about the car accident and you made it a big deal.
Yeah.
You made it a big deal because
Yeah.
you listened to thought, and it came over all these reasons about the car. If you weren't doing this and wasn't doing that, it was just a car accident. Had you not gone into those thoughts at all, it would have just been a car accident.
Yeah.
And you would have stayed present. You would have dealt with whatever you needed to deal with. Here's my insurance. Here, paper. Here are my insurance and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you went into your head. And what I want you to know, that happened in your head. It
I
happened in
know.
you. It wasn't reality.
I know, even though you know that it's happening in your head and you try to just stay present and stuff, there's just like a bunch of stress that comes along with it. Like
Because
aside
you're
from
in
the
your head.
guilt, yeah,
If you
yeah,
didn't go in your head, you wouldn't have to. The
Yeah.
thoughts tell you, stress time.
yeah, yeah.
And you're
exactly.
like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me have stress here.
Yeah,
It was just an outside of you incident, situation.
yeah.
That makes sense?
It's hard to see it when you think about all the other aftermath of it. Like, I have to get a new car. How much is that going to be? My insurance is going to go up. All those other thoughts that come along with it. And the truth is that I have the money I'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's just going to be tighter or, whatever,
That's
right?
not even a problem.
But yeah, I know. And so I think a lot about what you say and just trying to just deal with it one thing at a time and don't overthink it. And whatever the outcome is, just let it be.
Don't think about it at all.
Yeah.
If you were not double-minded, you will always see how the situation would just work out. The
Yeah.
truth will show you how to work the situation
It's just
out.
so hard when you have a fix-it attitude, like, what do I need to do? And it's just,
No, it's
just
only
so
because
stressful.
you're in your head.
Yeah.
It's not even a fixed attitude. You listen to the devil.
Yeah.
You listen to lies.
Yeah.
All right? Work on that. Just know, I want you to know, all of us, nothing bad has ever happened to us. Never. Nothing bad has ever happened to us. And you made the face because of what reason? In the white. I'm loving this. Are you guys loving working on your life yet?
I didn't mean to make a face.
What did you think about that conference?
I was listening, but he was also giving me a back scratch, and it was really good.
Oh,
So I
that
was
was
listening at
great.
the same time, and I was like,
Tell him to take your hands off you. What the? Distracting you like that.
I love a good back
Tell
scratch.
Satan to get behind you. And there'll be a mama.
Sorry.
All right. Nothing bad has ever happened to you in your whole life. Not one thing. Not one thing. But you think you have gone, oh, poor me, I've been through a lot. Anybody ever said that?
Yes.
I've had to deal with a lot in life. You haven't dealt with anything. I'm going to wait till you come back from the bathroom. But I want you to hear this. This is so good, and this is Easter. When I say you have never had one problem in your whole life, nothing bad has ever happened to you, what goes through your mind?
Like my childhood, I guess.
No, meaning what?
Like all the bad things that I made up in my head.
And so you believe bad things happened to you in your childhood?
Before I did,
Correct. How about right now?
not anymore.
Oh, okay. So when I say you've never gone through anything, nothing bad has ever happened to you, you say?
Well, before I said it, I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I was homeless at one point, so yeah, I would say that, yeah.
That was a bad thing?
At the time, I thought it was, but in reality, it wasn't.
How old are you?
I'm 35. 34.
If you're able to say why they're in the bathroom, what happened to you? How did you become homeless?
I got kicked out when I was 18, and then my mom, she thought I was doing drugs, and in reality, I was just playing basketball late at night. And at one time, she just said like, hey, let me see your eyes. And my eyes were glossy because it was late at night, and we were playing basketball outdoors. And she said, no, just leave. And then she kicked me out, and I was only homeless for one day. So that's the thing. My buddy saw me. My buddy saw me.
That's not homeless, man.
Yeah, but in my head, I thought I was homeless.
I bet
Yeah.
That's not homeless.
Yeah.
What the? It was just one day?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The example that I thought something went bad back in my life.
Yeah.
But in reality, nothing went bad. I had this idea that I was homeless, and I really wasn't. Because then my buddy saw me. My buddy saw me in the bench and then said, "Hey,
What a
come with
mess.
me."
Your mama
Yeah.
should have whooped you thinking you were
Yeah.
homeless for one day.
Yeah.
What has anything bad ever happened to you?
When I heard you say that, I said, yeah, that's true. That's true. It hasn't.
And why do you say that now?
Because I feel like I identify more with like the observer of my life and thoughts and feelings and stuff. So it's like that nothing's really ever
Do you
happened to.
see clearly nothing bad has ever happened to you now?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And how about you?
Me?
What do you think what did you think about when I said nothing bad has ever happened to you in your entire life?
It hasn't.
You see that clearly now?
It's happened for me. Every obstacle that I've dealt with has done nothing but mold me and take
Right
me, ascend me higher. That's all.
Okay.
So
Amazing. Nice. So I want you to know that because of time, because right now it should be ending the meeting, but I'm going to quickly tell you this. Nothing, and you can test this, nothing bad has ever happened to you. Everything you thought was happening to you was not happening to you. It was happening in your mind. You've been lied to. Every tear you've cried, every cuss word you've said about yourself or others, every judgment you made of yourself and others, every worry, every angry outburst, every fear and rage is all in here. It was not happening to you. It was happening in your mind. But because you have associated yourself with your mind, you think it happened to you, and it didn't. It is impossible for you to have fear and doubt and worry and jealousy and anger and strife and revenge, depression, all of that. You cannot have that if you try. Even if you try to have it, you cannot have it. The only person that has ever had that was the false you. This imagination that you call you, the thoughts and the emotions. The thoughts and emotions have never been you, never can be you, never will be you, ain't gonna be you, can't be you, even if you lived in Nicaragua. All over the world, it doesn't matter. The real you is free. You are free, but you're living, and then I'll take your hand, don't forget, you're living in a prison of your imagination and emotions. You're living in a prison. I promise you that. But you don't see that you live in a prison. Christ, when he died and rose, he opened up the prison for us, and all we have to do is walk out the prison and live. But you won't walk out of prison. You won't walk out of the prison of your thoughts and your emotions because you truly think that they're yours. And you truly think that they're you. You still believe that they're you. You get mad at other people, you believe that you getting mad, and then someone else made you mad. Your husband beat you, or your wife beat you. You're mad because you're thinking that you're getting beat. Your body is, but not you, because if you knew you and someone beat you, you'll walk away from that situation and be done with that person forever. Because you will see the evil in them. And you would know if they do it once, they would do it twice. And you would not trust them anymore. You'd just be done with them. You'll be done because you will see evil. And they would not be able to hide it. And you would not let the devil tell you, oh, next time it's going to be better. They didn't really mean it. And he or she comes to you, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to beat you. I was drunk, or I thought you were going to leave me. You wouldn't fall for that lie. But you fall for it now because Satan tells you to believe them. They didn't really mean it. And you keep the person, and the person beats you again. whether it's the husband or wife nowadays. But what you don't know, you listen to the same old voice that told you to be depressed, told you to be jealous, told you to gossip, told you to worry. It's the same voice that's telling you to stay with the person. It's the same voice, but you think it's your voice telling you this, and that give this person another chance. You're a fool. You listen to the devil. And the devil is laughing at you, and you cry at night. Why would anyone stay with anyone that would be violent to them? Think about that. You listen to thoughts. You listen to thoughts. Here's what I recommend. Because of time, I want you to practice being single-minded, not double-minded. And whatever that thought tells you about any situation, don't do it. Don't listen to it. Don't obey it. Just watch it. Only stay with the present right in front of the opportunity. Opportunities are always coming for you. God give us opportunity. That's why opportunities are all the time. That's why it's a lie that you're a victim. There's no such thing as a victim. It's a lie. God takes care of his children. And he always gives up opportunity. They are right here, but you don't take them. And if you take advantage of the opportunity, you come up with a reason why you ought to do something about it. Or this is not going to work because of that. And the lady said, I'm never going to get married. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old to have children, so I better go down to a sperm bank. You listen to thought. You listen to lie. You don't trust God. And you don't trust God because you don't stay in the present and just go with it, let it happen. You're double-minded. You're double-minded. You got to stop listening to the thoughts. Your wife want to take your children, instead of wasting all your money in the courthouse and all that, you know it ain't going to work out for you. But you spend buku money in court. And you don't hear from your lawyer until it's time for another paycheck. And you still think the lawyer's going to work for you. Why not have a way to see? Okay, court, Mr. Court or Miss Court, you said that I don't have any right to my child. Okay, lady, you can have them. I'm just going to work on me and have a way to see. Let God's will be done. He will take care of you. The truth will solve all of your issues. Well, as a matter of fact, in truth, there are no issues, to be honest. There are no, when you live in present, there's no such thing as problems. They do not exist. The only reason you think you have a problem, you're living a lie in your thought, you're double-minded, and you're creating your own problems. You're really creating your own problem because you won't stay with the truth. You don't trust God. This world is descending into hell like never before. It's not getting better. People are nasty, evil, mean, distrustful. Government lying to us all over the place. The government is now fighting for criminals, and they don't care that you know it because they know you're going to vote for them anyway. They already know. Oh, don't worry about it. They're going to vote for me. They already voted for me. They see I'm crazy, right? They know you're going to vote for them. But because you're crazy, you keep voting in crazy people because you're double-minded. You're double-minded. I want you to practice being single-minded. Give it a chance. And I want you to know, in spite of the hell that's happening in this world, God can protect you from hell in this world coming through other people. He'll protect you. He really will, but you don't trust that because you're double-minded. He'll take care of you. He got your back. He's not going to let anything happen to you that should not be happening. Really. But you don't trust him. You're double-minded. I want you to practice. We ain't playing with the devil this year, remember? We're being conscious. Be present this year. Everything you think is happening to you, I want you to look and see, is it just in your head? Really, why did it happen in your head? It's not happening to you. The real you is one with the Father, and you don't know it. And the real you has perfect love, perfect freedom, all needs are met, want for nothing. You never get lonely. You never be afraid. You never think, oh, things are not going to work out. The real you never think about those things at all. It's the fake you. Christ said that your old nature, I will destroy your old nature. I get rid of it. We call that the not you and stuff like that, but it's the old nature. You're still trusting that. Stop trusting it. Just stay present and stay right here, right now, all the time. And what I want you to try, it's gonna work. You can't fail if you do it. It cannot fail if you do it. It's gonna have a fit when you see what's going on. It doesn't want to leave you. It wants you to believe it. But don't. Give it a good try. It's worth it. You'll love it. Work on you. And as you were saying, go through the fear. The fear is an illusion. It's not real. It's an illusion. Really. It's not even real. It's like, have anybody ever had a nightmare, and then this nightmare seems so real, and then when you wake up, the nightmare is gone? It was, right. It was just a dream. It's just an illusion. Same thing with your thoughts. It's just an illusion. When you wake up from the nightmare is gone. When you wake up from the thought, the fear is gone. The worry, the anxiety. You don't have to take all these stupid pills. Do what you want, though. I'm not a doctor. But why are you taking a pill for spiritual things? It's in your head. It's not real. There's no reason to be shy. When you get ready to go up here to speak, the first thing the thought tell you, be shy, be afraid. And now you're acting that way. If you're just talking one-on-one to each other, you're so relaxed, you're so know nothing, right? The moment a change comes in, somebody walk in, now you got fear. Think about that. You didn't have fear beforehand when you're relaxed and talking to people, you're yourself, and then a change comes, you right away you have fear. That's in your head. It's in the head. It's in your mind. You're thinking that this is what people are thinking about you. People ain't thinking about you. You walk in a crowd, oh God, they think this suit don't work. You're thinking that. Ain't nobody think about your stupid suit. Oh, they think this suit is sharp. No, you're thinking that. Right? Okay, because of time. Is that a little clearer? It's an illusion in your head and in your emotion. Christ is not in favor of some emotions. He's dispassionate God. Satan is a passionate God. False God, but passionate. He's making you feel all these things because you believe his voice and you call it yours. There's no reason to be shy. There's no reason to be afraid. There's no reason to block them. Your family member, your enemy anyway. Your enemy is right there in your family. It's right there. I don't care about the blood. It's blood. Forget about the blood. Yes, ma'am. You had a question for me or a comment? I knew you were going to forget it.
Oh, when you were talking about that nothing's ever happened to you. Now, does that count when you're a child?
Yes. Well,
because I mean, you're not really responsible.
No,
for
you're
yourself.
supposed to, right. Parents are supposed to protect their children, right? But you're also supposed to be the light so they can see how to overcome this stuff if they are traumatized. They'll see, oh, mom dealt with this perfect. Mom didn't get mad. Daddy yelled at mother, or mother yelled at dad. Dad didn't get mad. Mom didn't get mad. They're going to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And if you have to correct the children, go take the pot out. Without yelling and mad, because of your spirit, they're going to relate to that. But if you have an angry spirit, their innocent spirit can't relate to that. Right. And so they'll be traumatized. So yeah, the parents are responsible for their children.
Okay.
But when you become of age, then the adult, you're no longer responsible for the children, the adults.
Okay, makes sense.
Right on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, at what point should we be reciprocating like behavior towards someone? Like if someone is like shooting at you with a gun, do you try to run, or if you're able, do you reciprocate that behavior, you know?
Well, if you're talking about physical situation, that's different. You got to protect yourself physically. God gave you the common sense to even do that.
Right.
I'm talking about psychological, emotional, spiritual things.
So does discernment give you the understanding of when to reciprocate someone?
If you're conscious, let's say that something's going to happen to you physically. And if you're conscious, you'll see how to deal with that
I
too.
see.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, okay.
But if you're unconscious, then you're going to handle even that situation wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going to overreact.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I want you to take control of your life by practice staying away from the thought. Ain't nobody mess with, nobody care about you. You have evil people out there, though, that want to hurt you. Be not deceived. There are evil people who want to hurt you. They can't help it. And you need to understand that so you can be protected from it, because we got to deal with evil people. We got to work around them. We got to go to the market and all of that. But I want you to notice when you deal with people, the moment you get angry, don't lie to yourself that, oh, I'm not angry. You are angry. Acknowledge that, but just know it's not you. You don't have to, pretend you're not angry. Pretending you're not angry is not being free from anger. But when you do have it, don't call it you. It's an it. I see it trying to make me angry. I see what it is trying to make me feel and think. Stop calling it you. It's a totally different identity from you. And the real you will you'll start to notice that is you. The real you. You'll start to remember you again. And you're going to be stunned to find out how free you are. You're free, really. This fake self is not free. That makes sense? Yes, sir. Anybody disagree with any of that? Christ said it. They have taken Christ and made Christ God. And now people are afraid to even approach Christ in the right way, because they are made a God. Christ is your brother. God saw that there's not but one person on earth that had innocence. So he said, okay, Lord, let me make a son. When he said Lord, he was talking to himself. He's like, let me make a son. And I see now that the devil owned everybody down there except one person. And I don't know who that was. But one person, he said, okay, Jesus, go down there. He didn't say it to Jesus, somebody. Go down there and find me two people, after why he said two. Find me a male and a female that got some sense, and I'll save the world. Right? I won't do whatever he did. And they looked around, looked up and down. They looked in L.A., they looked in New York. They even went to a few conservative states. They went to Florida. They couldn't find one in Florida. And quite frankly, I'm surprised we ain't got one in Florida. All those people moved from California to Florida. I thought they were good people. And they couldn't find one woman in the whole earth. There was not one good woman. Sorry, ladies. And y'all think y'all good. I told this woman, the Mexican lady at the gym, she's not good. Oh my God. She hate me. But anyway. And they said, okay, find one good man. He looked up and down. He went to Africa, China, and Japan, and everywhere. They found one good man. But the beauty is Christ, the Father, the Son of God, the Father loved us so much, he sent someone down so that Satan can no longer own us. Satan doesn't own us anymore. He has no power. He has no authority. You have the power. You have the authority. You can create your own world. But you can create a dark world because you believe Satan still owns you and that he can make your world. He can't. You have the power and the authority to be as rich as you want or poor as you want, to be as healthy as you want or not healthy, to speak life into your existence, and it will happen. You have that authority, but you keep speaking death because you believe the lie. The first thing he said, somebody hurt my feelings. Somebody said this about me. Don't be dumb. Be free. And work on this. It will work. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your emotions. That's the part, that's what died on the cross. You got to die on the cross of the ego. You're not your thought. You got to die on the cross of your ego. You got to let this thing die and be single-minded. Any questions, disagreements, or anything? Yes, sir. And then the new people, any questions or anything? Yes, sir.
Yeah, is there anybody got any good recommendations for restaurants in the area?
Not now.
No.
Wait till after the meeting. Wait
Really,
till-
yeah. I appreciate it.
What a pig. Satan told him to do that. Interrupted me by asking a silly question. What's up? Any question about anything? Did you have your hand? Yes. Okay, right here.
I was wondering, so why do you fall into thoughts? Why do you believe the thoughts and the identity?
Because you've identified with them as you.
Yes.
You really think that you're your thought and your feelings. You are one with it. If you didn't think, if you could see right now that you're not, you would never identify with this false self again. You can be free right now. But it's so hard because you're so rooted with it. You're so one with it.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten glimpses of it.
Yes.
Where I'm like,
Absolutely.
suddenly you step back.
Absolutely. Stay with it. The truth is with you. The truth is never going to leave you. It works for you night and day, 24 hours a day. God is always working with you. Now that you want the truth, it doesn't work for people who don't want it. It only works for those who want it. Absolutely. So you get those little glimpses, stay with that.
Yes.
Right on. Any questions? That it?
That's all, yeah.
Any questions or comments, disagreements or anything?
Jesse, can I forgive my mother over the phone?
If you have no other choice, yes. But if you can do it facing her either by FaceTime or Skype, do that. But if not, yeah, do it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Was this helpful today? Any question about today?
No, it's very helpful.
Do you see that you're not your thoughts and feelings?
Yes.
Okay. Watch that. Don't ever say it again. You can call it's a it. It's not me. I was in the line today at the market, and I see it trying to make me mad at that worker. It's not you. All right? But yeah, you can over the phone if you have to.
All right.
All right. Any questions or comments or just to the young lady?
Thank you.
Was this helpful today?
Absolutely.
Have you gone to forgive your mother and everything?
Yes, I have. On the way here to California, I did. I was realizing that my mom was very aggressive and mean, I guess, growing up.
All mama.
Yeah, and so
Even the one that seemed nice.
right, and
Especially
so
Mexican mamas.
yeah.
Oh, sí, señor. No, no, señor, not me. No, my husband. You can tell they lying when they go, my husband. But anyway.
And I was realizing, I think as we're younger, we're like, oh, we don't want to be like our mom when we grow up. To me, being now in my 30s and thinking like, wow, I grew to be like my mom in the way that I did not want to be.
Yeah.
And then I started to think, well, why was she like that? And she was like that because she got her aggression from her father. And I just like realized it. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. I seen how she lived her life in the anger and how it just put her, and I don't want to live like that.
And so you forgave her?
Yes.
You told her?
No, because she's dead.
Oh, she did?
She
Oh,
did.
good. Right
So, yeah, I just did it in my mind so.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
No. Well, suffer.
Well, I guess I think I need more clarity on that.
Okay.
So that's to sit in a quiet space, right? And just relax and just have no thoughts, just feel what if my feet are touching
Well, don't
the floor.
try to have them or not have them. You want to watch them.
Okay.
You want to sit still. This is you.
Mhm.
Now that you start working on yourself, forgive it, God is bringing you out of these thoughts, your imagination. And you just want to watch them like you're watching a movie. And don't call them you. And they'll vanish. Watch depression, watch anxiety, watch suicide thought, whatever come.
Mhm.
Watch it, don't call it you, it'll be taken away. They'll fall away.
Okay.
So be aware of that.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
You want to watch. Don't call it you. Don't argue with it. Don't discuss with it. Just watch it. All right?
Okay.
You know how to find it? rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Any questions? Oh, the young man first in the back. Any questions about anything?
No, I don't have any questions.
Was this helpful today?
Yes, it was.
Okay, nice. How about you? Any questions, disagreement, or anything?
No.
Okay, this was helpful?
Yes.
You forgave your mother?
I did, and my dad too.
Okay,
Went to
you doing the
Mexico.
prayer?
Yes.
It's amazing to me in closing how people don't do the silent prayer. God said you got to pray without ceasing. People don't listen. No wonder you're suffering, they don't listen. Okay, here's your way out. Do the silent prayer, be aware, and they won't do that. Sorry. I forgive you. But do the prayer, I have to do it. All people have to do it if you want to be one with God. You want God's mind, you got to be on accord with Him. Right here, right now, all the time. The kingdom of heaven is inside of us. It's there. The young lady way in the back, tell me what you got from today's talk.
That I really have to be present. Yeah, because I stopped doing the silent prayer. It went from like doing like less time and less time and less time.
Yeah.
And then, but even though like I would, at times I would overreact, I knew I was like, oh, that's, like I didn't catch it because I'm not doing this. Or before I would, so I came back to it. Although I would still listen to the show and all that. But I knew I was like, oh, I'm falling off.
It's funny you listen to the show. I do the silent prayer every day, every morning, every
Right.
night, no matter where I am, and no matter what. Then now it's getting so nice that I can be present without even trying. Really, because the old way is passing away, and the new way is all that exists.
Yeah. I see it just the way you deal with everybody. So it's
So-
clear. It's clear to me. I could see it. Like I'm
You
like,
have
"Oh."
it too. It's
Yeah.
in you. It's in you. Kingdom of heaven is inside of you too.
Right.
Really. So stay with it. All
Okay,
right.
I will.
The young lady what'd you and then you, what'd you get from today's talk?
Along with being present, I think that's a big thing for me, but also just watching myself. And when you mentioned looking at where you're walking, the door, everything, every single place, just being present in those moments, I think that's really big for me.
Absolutely. Stay with it. How about you? What'd you get today?
That fear is real, and that a lot of times
not real.
It is real. Well, I mean, it's not real,
Right.
but people, I mean, me, can sometimes like be, or let the fear still overcome.
Yeah.
And overcoming that is just being present. So,
You're gonna see it's an illusion.
yeah.
Oh man. Let me do this for you, then I get to you, okay? What did you get from today about everything that's happening is happening in you, except physical attacks? Y'all understand that? If you can get that everything that is happening in you and not outside of you, that'll blow your mind just alone. When you think you're crazy, you're having crazy thoughts, and not you. You're not crazy. The not you is crazy, right? What did you get from that today?
I'm having a hard time seeing it that way, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, good. And what is it what is it that you don't see?
I don't see how it's not happening to me. Sorry.
Okay, well, stay with it.
Okay.
Don't be sorry.
Good luck. Okay.
When the car accident happened, did it happen to you or to the car?
It's hard not to see that it happened to me, but technically
you
to
the
the
car?
car. No, I'm not.
Well, how did it happen to you then?
Because I have to deal with the aftermath of it.
But how did the car accident happen to you, though? The car got smacked.
Right.
Did you get smacked?
I mean, kind of. It hit my driver's side, but
Oh,
that's besides the
Lord.
point. I'm not trying to sound like a
Are
victim.
you your driver's license?
What was that?
Did you say it did what?
No, they hit my driver's side. Like I got T-boned. So.
Oh, your body got hit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, not nice, but okay. But it still didn't happen to you. It happened to the body.
Right.
You're not your body.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you go home crying to mama, oh, mama, my body hurt now, I'm depressed.
I really did not try to call my mom. I didn't even want to tell her that I
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, you stay with it.
Mhm.
You stay with it. Say, I'm out of time. Happy Easter. Listen, there is a real you, and it's not your thoughts or your emotions. It's not your body. Really, there is a real you, but you got to stop identifying with that. Christ came so you could do that. Don't be dumb. Really. But you got to work on you. You got to see the not you and just watch the not you. Just watch it. This is not you. You're not your depression. Don't ever call depressing you or suicide you or any of that kind of stuff anymore. Don't be like, oh, I'm so depressed. I'm so suicidal. I'm so lonely. Stop. It's a it. It's not you. All right? Happy Easter. We're going to do the super chats tomorrow, Monday. And what else? Anything else, James? Okay. Thanks for your support, and bye. And bye. Thank y'all. What a mess.